Ciao ragazzi, siamo qua oggi con gli sviluppatori di Valiant, gioco estremamente interessante di Ubisoft che ci è piaciuto parecchio e che rappresenta una nuova via per la casa francese per certi versi a livello di sviluppo. Oggi li intervisterò, loro parlano inglese chiaramente, quindi cercherò di fargli le domande in inglese e di tradurre. Scusatemi se faccio qualche castroneria, ma sono un po' stanco e sono un po' rincoglionito di mio, quindi sappiatelo. Ok, so, hi!
Hi.
I'll start with the questions for you. Tell me who will answer the single questions. I'll start with a game design question. So is the man to go. Perfect. So I'm interested about what you did with Valiant Arts from a mechanics standpoint. I mean, the game is very accessible. It's very simple. Did you try that way? Have you considered the possibility before starting to develop the game to make it a more complex adventure, more on the line of all the point-and-click adventures? Or did you want to go for the narrative direction immediately and make it simpler for the player to enjoy the storyline?
From the beginning, we knew this game was going to be very emotional. We wanted this game very emotional from the beginning, so we knew that we needed to have a game design that will be not too intrusive. We wanted to be simple and effective, and wanted the game design to be able to adapt to different emotional situations.
Ok, quindi praticamente il gioco doveva avere subito un forte impatto emozionale e quindi a livello di game design hanno cercato di fare in modo che avesse subito un forte impatto senza bisogno di eccessive complicazioni. E quello che gli ho chiesto chiaramente, ragazzi, anche se mi sono dimenticato di tradurla prima, era perché a livello di game design avessero scelto di fare un gioco molto semplicistico, molto accessibile per trasportare meglio la storia o se era stata considerata un'avventura più complessa. Ora gli chiedo allegramente, what about the storyline? Was it hard to research all those World War I facts? And what about the setting? I mean, usually World War II is way easier, mostly because the bad guy is already pretty noticeable. While in the First World War, the themes are way more complicated. It's way more about the people, way more about the characters. How did you approach the story? How did you approach the information? How did you decide to go for it?
So on my point of view, I think Johan will answer after. I will start. In fact, there is a lot of elements, but not such as World War II. In World War I, it's really about information from the people, from the soldier, letters, and they written books afterward, and they've written a lot about their experience of the war. That's why also we take this emotional take on the game.
Yeah, and during our research, we quickly found a lot of letters from our families. So when we started to read all those letters, and then we find out that what is more important for them was not the conflicts, the macro conflicts, was not the weapon, was not this kind of stuff. It was only the emotion, the fact that they don't want to be injured or killed, and they just want to be sure that their family that is very far from them feels well, feels not worried about them.
Ok, quindi gli ho chiesto perché si sono approcciati alla prima guerra mondiale e perché se è stato difficile per loro, perché di solito la seconda guerra mondiale è molto più dura, più facile da trattare visto che il cattivo è già ben definito. E mi hanno risposto che si sono voluti concentrare sulle persone, sugli sentimenti delle persone, sulle azioni delle persone e su come loro hanno vissuto la guerra, non sulle armi, ma quindi si sono informati anche leggendo dei documenti anche delle loro famiglie, anche di persone che hanno vissuto in prima persona la guerra, per cercare di dare comunque più caratterizzazione e più importanza alle vicende delle persone piuttosto che alla guerra in sé. This is a new direction for Ubisoft when it comes to development. I'm pretty interested by it and I'm liking it a lot, mostly because it really diversifies what you are doing with your games and what projects you are making. How are you working on this kind of stuff? How do you present your ideas to the publisher, and how does the discussion for this kind of games work?
For volunteers, actually, it started with a UBR framework because this engine really was developed to build games with small teams. So it started with this engine, and Paul worked with Michel, and it started 3 or 4 years ago to make drawings, and he put them in the engine because the engine is very, very easy to use, very accessible. So he started to have artistic rendering this idea of what the game could look like. And then after both 3-man games, some of us were free at free times because there was no project yet, and so we started to take all of this work and started to build a game around, because it was just artistic style at that point. And we started to imagine the story, make the research and everything.
Quindi gli ho chiesto come si approcciano a questi nuovi progetti che sta curando Ubisoft, che sono minori ma comunque molto importanti per l'azienda, soprattutto anche a livello di immagine sono molto interessanti e in particolare a noi sono piaciuti parecchio, e la risposta è stata che praticamente tutto deriva dall'Ubi Framework, cioè dal nuovo motore grafico 2D che hanno, che è molto flessibile, gli permette comunque di lavorare a questo genere di giochi, e tutto è costruito attorno a quello. Quindi i loro progetti sono inizialmente partiti da quello e poi si sono evoluti e vengono presentati di volta in volta e chiaramente accettati di volta in volta. So is there there were 2 teams, one worked on Valiant Arts and one worked on Child of Light right now. Those are 2 very different projects. How do you select what to work on, and how flexible is the UB framework in this form of...
I think one of the very good thing about Ubisoft is that we were able to suggest, to say, okay, we want to do these projects, and then we had a lot of support from Ubisoft. So there's a big place of creativity that comes from the team. It was not something they asked us to do. It was a game we really wanted to do, and they were open to it. So it was really nice. And it was the same for Child of Light in Montreal.
Okay, cool. Quindi gli ho chiesto, considerando che i progetti sono molto diversi tra loro, come viene deciso come si lavora su un progetto o sull'altro, e loro si sono detti molto contenti di Ubisoft perché gli dà grande supporto e li supporta anche creativamente senza creargli dei veri bastoni tra le ruote, insomma. Another thing, I just have to remember it because I had a good question but I forgot it, sorry. What was it? Oh god.
About GBR framework, or about the framework, or?
No, it was about the project itself. Damn it, my memory. No, actually.
But it's still a small project as compared as
yeah.
Assassin's Creed or
Absolutely.
the other big
right.
projects.
Thank you. You gave me the question. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I'm very tired, and I'm also a very stupid person. So don't worry about it. No, the fact is, do you think that these kind of projects are good for Ubisoft's image? Mostly because AAA publishers attract a lot of negative press and negative reactions from the public. Not maybe just for the fact that they are a AAA developer. When it comes to this kind of project, do you think that from an image standpoint, it makes Ubisoft friendlier, better, and lovelier, if you can say that, for a good chunk of players?
Yeah, sure.
I might say that I was really surprised, and all of the team really like and enjoy a lot the fact that we have support from a lot of people on Twitter, on the forums, and we read that. We really it's interesting us to know how the player feel about the game. And it's always very touching for us to read some people that really they love the game and they say it and they feel like it's something different. And when we created this game, as you noticed, we don't follow the main AAA. We knew it was going to be a smaller thing and maybe more emotional, and we maybe are more a part of ourselves in the games. And it's really touching for us to see the feedback from the player, to see how the community reacts. We have a strong community. We have historians, and we have people. We have normal gamers that say, "Oh, I learned a lot about history playing this game, and I really enjoy it." And so this is very important for us as developers, and I think for Ubisoft in bigger picture.
Allora, gli ho chiesto se pensano che a livello di immagine un progetto del genere faccia bene a Ubisoft, perché comunque è uno sviluppatore AAA che tende a tirarsi addosso anche critiche negative, magari non necessariamente motivate, a volte sì, a volte no, ma solo per il fatto di essere uno sviluppatore AAA. E loro hanno risposto, praticamente mi dà l'impressione di non avere alcun interesse a livello di immagine, ma semplicemente di volersi dedicare al loro progetto e di essere molto contenti del rapporto della community, dei giocatori e di come hanno reagito bene al titolo e della bella accoglienza che ha avuto Valiant Arts. So I'll go for last questions, then I'll let you go, I won't take any more of your time. Can we expect some other project of this kind sooner or later?
I don't think we were allowed to talk about that. I'm sorry. we can't really discuss
Come on,
it.
give me a hint? Maybe?
No. I'll not say anything.
Ok, quindi non mi può dire niente.
Nice try.
I thought my sexiness would convince you, but unfortunately not.
But as a developer, it's really nice to be able to switch from a big AAA project to go back to the startup feeling of doing with a small team a video game all together, and to even making not only your field of work, like audio or cinematic or animation or level design. For example, Simon did a lot of cutscene, of animation in the game, so it's a good moment for you as a developer to make a lot of different things. So it's very dynamic.
Quindi per loro è una gran bella cosa ritornare a lavorare in un piccolo studio con appunto questo design molto più minuto, molto più concentrato su questi generi di progetti, ed è davvero un bel feeling. Però non mi vogliono dire niente su eventuali progetti di questo tipo, ce l'aspettavamo, però ci si prova sempre. So thank you for being here today. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure, guys. And play Valiant Arts. Bye bye.